15 evening class, we are going to be discussing about professional codes of ethics for engineers, and in that way we are going to be tackling a scenario about professional codes of ethics. So what you're going to be discussing about today is how software engineers are supposed to conform to the codes of ethics. In that kind of way, we are hearing codes of ethics, codes of ethics. How do you understand by the term codes of ethics?
Codes of ethics, specifically as we're talking about professional codes of ethics for engineers, we are looking at certain moral rules that we follow and standards as engineers during our work to enable us to do this professional work.
Wow.
Professionally, there are things that you are not supposed to do as an engineer. Those things that you are not supposed to do as an engineer, in simple terms, you can call them professional code of ethics.
Wow.
For example, they can say that a software engineer is not supposed to reveal the client's information, the data, without the consent of the client.
Wow.
So that is the professional code of ethics.
So, in simple terms, there are standards that
There are
govern.
rules and codes.
Standards and rules that govern engineers against some things that are not supposed to be done. Not so. So, in that kind of way, the discussion that we are going to be focusing on, the scenario, it's going to be explained by our brother.
The scenario is based on the research made by an Apple researcher. The Apple researcher who identified a backdoor, who identified an undocumented backdoors and packet sniffers in Mac OS and iOS operating systems. The packet sniffer keeps track of whatever you're doing on your MacBook, iPhone or iPad and sends it back to Apple without your knowledge.
Are you serious?
And the backdoor allows someone to remotely access any device that is running the target operating system.
Wait a minute. Does it mean that every person who is having actually an iPhone or an iPad is being accessed?
The data is being monitored by Apple. So everything you're doing on your MacBook or iPhone or iPad is being captured automatically without your knowledge and sent back to Apple.
At the beginning, you said it is the Apple that made the research. Was it Apple or was it other security?
It is a security researcher basically specifying in Apple products. Yes.
So he found out that kind of thing.
Yeah, and when he made the report public, actually, like it put like governments, organizations, and individuals who are security cautious at stake.
Okay. Obviously, because our information, as in, I want to handle my information private. So why should someone actually get some information from my phone and then be monitoring it?
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, please.
If you are not a criminal, why are you afraid of your information being accessed?
Wow, as in,
that is invasion of privacy.
You have rights.
Yes.
We have
So far, who has been affected? Maybe you could tell us who has been affected by this backdoor. Which users have been? And then
They
users
use
you
the
can talk about.
iPhone because they use their data. Without them, that example, there's no way.
I think every phone, every iPhone user, because in that kind of way, if they are monitoring my private information, now, as in, seriously, everything that I put, those guys are viewing them. Now, how safe I am in terms of handling my own phone?
Safe how? Are you not safe now?
No,
For example,
I'm safe. But what if someone? Yes,
he may not be affected because he's not security cautious. Now, for example, when the report was made public, the Chinese government, because the Chinese government is security cautious, so it stopped all its officials from using the what?
No, don't tell me.
Using the Apple product.
Don't tell me. Is that the reason why actually China stopped using iPhone?
Yes, because for them they are security cautious.
Wow.
So those people who are security cautious got affected.
Wow.
So whom do we blame for that?
The engineers, what they did actually was not ethical. Because if it was ethical, like the Russian government, when the report was made public, the Russian government actually told Apple to submit their source code so they can analyze and see whether a backdoor is there. Apple refused to submit the what? The source code. So that means it was not ethical for them to put their backdoor to keep monitoring the end users of their devices, capturing whatever they are doing, capturing their private information and sending it back to their servers.
So in simple terms, what code of ethics are we looking at, or professional engineers are we looking at to explain this kind of scenario?
I think it is data protection, isn't it?
No,
Data protection.
There is.
I think it is
To be
about
more
Specific?
specific.
Yes.
There are scenarios that have happened like 2 months back whereby someone hacked the iCloud and was able to download thousands of photos of celebrities who didn't know that their photos were actually on iCloud. So if you ask the question, how does it affect individuals? So that's one of the ways it kind of affects the
Well,
individuals.
they should have at least told them that.
That
So
we are
that-
taking your data, your photos.
So yeah, they should have told them.
So I think specifically where this code of ethics, where it applies to us engineers, because it says a professional engineer is not supposed to reveal any information about the customer as the software is being developed without
You
the
must first
customer's
ask them, tell
consent.
them if they accept it.
Right.
If they don't
Yeah.
accept it, you don't.
Right? So meaning that the engineer is not supposed to reveal that information without asking permission from
So what Apple
the
did was
person.
contrary to the codes of ethics for engineers.
For engineers.
So what
Wow.
if they did it for good purposes, so good reasons?
If it was for good purposes and it wasn't for bad intentions, they would document it somewhere such that the end user can know at least they're picking some information from my device.
So how far with the investigations? Has any action been taken?
Actually, there is no concrete action has been taken since Apple denied the allegations.
But the Russia is still demanding for a report.
Yes,
So are they still exposing people's data?
exactly. We don't know because the operating system is out there and people are using it.
We don't know where they're taking it. We don't know which government they are giving it
We don't know
to.
the kind of public they are sending their data.
We don't know whom they are giving the information, but all we know they have a backup door and a packet sniffer within their OS, which is not ethical.
So they're basically monitoring all those people.
Maybe for a given
Whoever is
government
using
or for
Apple
American
device.
government, I don't know whom they are
They
monitoring.
do much more than even photos.
Exactly.
Calls.
Also, messages, everything you're doing
By
on
the
the
time they can take photos, they can take calls, they can record calls.
Here, you want a solution.
So what's the
So, okay, there are some companies that try to follow the professional codes of ethics, like Microsoft, with their Bing Maps and all that stuff. They really ask you if they should use your location to locate you, to follow you around. Yeah, from Microsoft.
And I think even when we are developing these softwares, because we are supposed to follow the professional codes of ethics for engineers, meaning we are supposed to ask permission from the people we are developing the systems for, that in case we want to maybe put out the information, they allow us. But in that case,
We may not ask, but at least because every method that is in that operating system is documented somewhere, and that document is accessible to anyone. Anyone can access that documentation. But these packet sniffers and backdoors are not documented, so no one knows that there's a packet sniffer, there's a backdoor.
So they think they are safe when they are not.
Yes.
So guys,
ethically right for them to do. That's what we're supposed to do.
they are not
So as
As engineers,
me I think
what are we supposed to do to help out with such
guys, now let me ask you, what if these guys, they might have put up that bug or the back door into the software for some good reasons, maybe in case someone uses it for some good reasons, like for example, someone saying the person uses that bag in order to report a crime that was to be made. What about that?
Well, when you look at this scenario, they didn't actually inform anyone.
Okay.
They just did it on their own, and the security researcher discovered that they have some pocket sniffing programs, and they didn't inform anyone.
Okay. So meaning every system that they develop and the details of the system, they're supposed to document them.
Yes.
So in this kind of scenario, they did not document anything of the packet sniffing or monitoring into their system.
Yes, under the umbrella of Apple.
We get instructions from those.
The Apple can be sued as a
The other company.
Yeah,
Person,
but again,
as an engineer then in Apple, imagine you're in Apple right now. What would you do?
yeah, in that kind of way, because if we are pressing charges against Apple, but if it's we the software engineers who are developing this kind of thing, when they tell us about this kind of thing, then I believe we should not conform to that, because we have professional codes of ethics that.
What she was asking,
Pardon?
just imagine you are in Apple right now. What would you do as an engineer?
Pardon?
What she was going to ask.
If I was an engineer,
If you are an engineer in that same company, what would you do about that problem?
Okay.
What you should have done, and let's say, remember, like, let's say you're working and you're under supervision. If your manager is not like ethical, when like is not a proper person, is throwing maybe restriction on you, you have to follow what he's saying. So you can't do contrary to what? To your supervisor. So if like the entire Apple organization also like brings in that concept, gives you the requirement to design it, you can't refuse because you're under what? You're working for them. So as an engineer has no problem, but the entire operation has to be questioned.
Okay. Yeah.
Just summarize.
I think in that kind of way, if they bring such a scenario to us, yes, we will maybe conform to them, but we tell them that we are not supposed to do this. If I'm doing this, I'm not doing it on my own risk, but I'm doing it on your own risk. You inform them, but again, while agreeing to them. Not so.
Yeah, but this.
Yeah. Yes, please.
I was saying, the way these ethics are stated, one will lead to the other in one way or another. So you see this scenario I've asked you about, like if you are an engineer, originally you'd not just abscond, you say now I'm leaving the company just like that. There is protocol you have to
Follow. They have their own codes of ethics.
So that is also another code of ethics.
For that company.
For that,
Yeah.
not for that company.
That's
Okay.
why each
It's not for the
company,
company,
it also
it's for
has.
the company.
Yeah.
Those are the rules.
So you have to
following.
follow. You get it.
That is the code.
Probably what you can do as an engineer is to advise your superior.
Maybe just
And you know how to approach them in the right way, and in a, not like you're trying to command them and tell them now I am going to sue you. You know, you cannot use that kind of language. You get it?
And because they are your bosses anyway, you just can't,
But I
you know.
Every company has its own
And I
codes.
think it's not easy, like, because I know as Apple itself is a strong structure, is a strong company. It has managers. You get. So as you as an engineer, it's even hard to just penetrate and start now bringing in your suggestions. You have levels. You get. It has a board, and you may find like actually like the supervisors are the ones to go maybe and implement the rules. The functionalities of what you're going to design, then they come to you. You get. It's also hard like for an engineer to really come up and say, "Me, I have suggested this and this," because they also know it. They know it. We won't tell them like they don't know that they are making the breach in their rules, but they know. But what they have done is maybe to inform the clients that maybe when you're taking a photo, we shall be maybe making a backup on our servers, so that like next time you can do what upload. Yeah, you can download it. At least maybe after you use it, someone will be aware.
When you're taking private photos, you don't take them using the app.
Exactly.
Exactly.
At least they would let users know they are picking something from their device.
Which can't happen.
All right.
Summarize.
So in conclusion,
Yes.
in conclusion, we are saying, as an engineer, some of the ethics you must observe is privacy. Privacy of the client. You must ensure privacy, and whenever you're going to access clients' information, please inform them. That is ethical of an engineer.
Okay.
Thank you.